2 minutes. It's 2 minutes till time. So I'm sitting here ready, waiting. I'm trying out some vinegar water. They said that if you drink something hot, that that could help push the, kill or push the coronavirus if you got it down into your stomach, and then in your stomach the acid would help. So I'm trying to do whatever I can to think about that. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm just thanking the Lord that I have a relationship with Him, and that I know He's got me taken care of, whichever way that should happen to be. Okay, I think it's about that time. This is Sarah Poff, and those art hands. I'm the multimedia storyteller. I tell the story no matter what the medium, whether it be clay, painting, verbal storytelling, telling stories by doing art projects with adults and children. So each day I'm going to meet here at 2 o'clock while we're trying to fight this virus off from our United States. And I want to give you some simple projects that hopefully you have some version of this project that you could do at home. Now, this is one I did with kindergartners. You could stretch it different ways and do it with different age groups, but preschool or kindergarten, over time, people would bring me stickers, like labels. So I don't know if you have any labels. If you don't have labels, you can cut little strips of white paper. These are just index cards, so you can cut those and you could glue those instead. I somehow ended up with somebody always bringing me stickers enough that I could use those in my kindergarten class, and so it worked out real nice, especially early on when they don't have as many skills with that glue. So I'm going to move these out of the way, set my paper over. I know, I got a text. Got to set my phone out of the way so that the daughter's always checking up on me. All right. Now, my two all-time favorite tools to work with art: the broken black crayon, the broken blue crayon. Most people would just toss it out. They just toss it out. However, he's a good guy. Don't toss him out. There's lots of uses for him. So today we're going to use the blue one. So you might have blue paper. You might have some blue of some kind. You could do darker, you could do lighter, you could do more of a sunshiny. But what if you don't? What if you just have white paper? I talked a little bit about that yesterday. But then I thought I would show you how this works. So I'm just going to rub. Now, I'm going to do some sideways things here. And this can become the sky. And then I add a few little clouds in the sky. But see, it just kind of gives it a model-y look. I'm using my iPad today to see if it looks any better. When I used to do the videos for my classroom at school, I actually had a soda bottle, so it was raised up high, and then it tilted over. It had a little lid on it where the camera fit in it. That tells you how old it was. I didn't have an iPhone back then. I just had a camera that would do video. So I'm just going to keep going with this. Now at my horizon line, so I'm going to draw me a horizon line down here. At my horizon line, I might just want to leave that, and then I could come back and make a road in front, or maybe grass, depending on what you want to do with this. So this is what my paper looks like. Now this horizon line also gives us a place to do the stickers. So I'm going to take these stickers, see if I can find the right sheet here. And if you've got a couple different sizes, that works nice. Because we know downtown, in cities, down in the downtown area, there are all different kinds of buildings. Some of them are close together. Some of them are further apart. Some of them are wider. So remember what I said, if you don't have this available, then you could cut out little rectangles of paper and you can glue them on. So I have books here, City Sounds. This one's the building of the Empire State Building. So one of them would be a little bit more about history. This other one is more just about the sounds in the city and a lot of artistic styles of city scenes. So they both fit nicely into this. So I know I've got some library ladies listening to me. And I always like to, when I'm going out to do a workshop, when I'm teaching in the classroom, I always like to show some books. I like to show resources because I feel like I am the torch that lights the fire of them wanting to learn. So it's not just about my class, it's about them learning in general. So on the buildings, it looks like I'm going to need to do this if I use the iPad. So I'm going to have to think about this. But I'm just going to keep shooting every day, keep learning and working. And I will be doing it tonight. It'll still be about the ink and paint and the fork. So there'll be some interesting updates to that. Okay, so I'm just going to take the end of the marker. And what I always encourage the kids to do was just do 3 or 4 across. 3 or 4 across. And if you keep doing that, even if you mess up a little bit, if you keep doing that, it begins to look like a city building. And I'm not going to spend the time to go and do all of that. Then I always had them think about how the city looks. What does the city look like? When we took a trip to the city, what did we see? And so I have some props, things other people threw away and I threw in my kits over time. Maybe, talk about transportation and talk about people going in their car into the city. What do you see? That kind of makes me, we live in Kansas City, that makes me think a little bit of the Sprint Center or a bridge. The kids really get into the airplanes, the birds, and of course then we try to talk about the fact that birds and airplanes aren't the same size, that we wouldn't see them, they wouldn't be in that same size. So you keep going with this, and then you have them add the cars. Let's see my paper of the cars. Talk to them about the shape of the car a little bit. And I let them use a marker to outline the car. And as you see the wheels, and of course we did the windows with a marker. However, I do not let them color with a marker. They do so much better with this project if you'll stick with this. Do they like it? No, they kind of gripe about it. But the overall project will turn out so much better. So here, this person actually has a sidewalk here with little stick people on it. Add some trees and some bushes. And I try to stay away from this ball sunshine. This person did one, well, which is kind of typical at kindergarten age. But as they develop and they get on up, we try to discourage that, because you would see the sun, at sunrise, sunset, but you don't really look at you have to cock your head up way up to see that sunshine. Oh, but look out that window, I do see that. I feel a little better emotionally today because I walked out in front of my house while the sun was shining. And I was able to stay away from people, so I didn't encounter anybody. So hopefully that continues to keep me safe. And then if you saw what we did on this side, so we took a black crayon. Like I told you, one of my favorite tools is this little thing that most people would just chuck. And I like the big thick ones. Can you see that? This is a big thick one. Like those primary, we used to call them primary crayons, but the larger crayons, because it's easier to hold on to, because there's more of the pigment there. There's more of the wax/pigment in there, and so it's easier to hold on. So that's what we did on this, and we created a night sky. What we talked about was, this is what you want to do first. This was our project, and I always had an extension project that I used with them. And so this was the extension project to turn on the back side and see if you could do this. Some, of course, didn't do quite as much of the extension project as others. Then sometimes we would had enough time and stickers that we did just put a sticker on there and let them do it, and we colored over it with the markers. This one kind of looks like our cities do now at night. There aren't very many people out there. We're all trying to stay safe. Oh, you know what? Actually, we put stickers on this side, and then we just rubbed on top of it to show that. I did that so that I could put it up on the bulletin board, and the students could see that I sometimes forget all the things I've done. So here is another example. And then you can see the marker outlines from this side so that the other scene could be done. This was actually done by one of my helpers when I was teaching art for kindergartners, and she came in to help some students who needed a little extra help. Now, I have an extension that we usually did the next day because, like I said, I liked the sticker idea, and I got tons of those over time as people had extra labels or their company changed out the format. So we talked about proportions and where things should be in a scene, and I wanted them to be able to to make a version of that because he's out of proportion, of course. So we did this, and I had a big piece of paper, which you might not have a big piece of paper, but you can take two pieces and glue it together. Because I know a lot of people probably just have copy paper around. So we did that, and then we put them together. Or if you wanted, I'm going to show you right now. Just get another piece of paper and just do the robot. And here are some action people. So you have the action people of how you can even see the segments there. So like this would be two stickers, one sticker, one sticker, one sticker. You can make two half pieces there to make it to come together for the head. So that could be an extension. And like I said, that this is a perfect project. You could just cut out rectangles for that. It doesn't have to be those stickers. I just have had so many people over time give me stickers. Okay, so we're going to see if we can make this one of these people. So I'm going to take two stickers and put together for his chest. And then I'm going to do a sticker there. Sticker on each side for the arms. And then the student could either draw the little hands. They could like cut out a little piece of the sticker or a little piece of paper for that. Now, if it's a robot, I talked to them about the fact that it probably needs some buttons. So maybe we want to take a pencil. I let my kids use ink pens because I did not like how many times they wanted to go to the pencil sharpener to sharpen their pencils. So for things like this, I had them use ink pens, which worked out really nice because it gave it a little more color. So, you know, you can draw the little buttons on there. And of course, the ink pen I pick up, it is not a good one. So I'm going to give him some little buttons. Does he need antennas so he can pick up the antenna, the waves? I don't know. But this is, just a time to talk about what is a robot. Hey, my red fingernail polish, it's streaked across, so I'm going to use that. Those are going to be kind of like an eyebrow. And we're going to give him a question mark on his face because we're kind of questioning what goes on. Well, this is, like I said, it can be adapted a lot of different ways. A fun little project. I will take pictures of these and put them at the bottom of my live cast here in just a little bit. I appreciate everybody that's been watching me. If you have some ideas how I can make this better, I just keep trying to use what I have. I have an iPad and I have an iPhone, and I of course have my samples from my years of teaching art in the elementary. I brought those things home because I teach in the community now. In the library system is one of my main clients that I have. And so I wanted to be able to have those resources with me as I extended out into the community. So this is Sarah Poff and her art hands. They're a gift from God. You have a great day now.